This conference will now be recorded.
Hey there, it's Trisha with Easy E-mini Trade, and I'm going to show you a little bit using the cumulative delta, looking at a chart that's actually moving live here this morning. And I'm going to be doing a webinar. I originally said it was Wednesday the 30th, but my apologies, it's actually Tuesday the 30th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So during that webinar, I'll go over more on the cumulative delta as well as the 1 minute setup for those of you who prefer not to trade off a range chart or a tick chart. And settings are a little bit different on the 1 minute chart, but I promise I will go over everything in complete detail on Tuesday.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I'm looking at NQ. This is Ninja 8. It's going to be the same on Sierra, whatever platform you're using. Down here is the cumulative delta. I have this on an 8 range. It's not going to matter what type of chart you're looking at it on, because regardless of if you're looking at it on a time-based chart, a range chart, a tick chart, support and resistance areas are going to remain the same. So up here, you can see this yellow dashed line here. That is yesterday's close. I have this on a market profile chart. So the dashed line that you see right here at 95 is the VWAP. So what we're looking for is the cumulative delta and what direction is it going. So as mentioned in previous videos, if it's plotting above 0, it's going to be a positive number. If it's plotting below 0, it's going to be a negative number. And this is going to give us the delta for the entire day. And I have it set for the open from last night. So based on that, we have a negative cumulative delta of right now 289. You can see it moving. And so when you're watching the cumulative delta, you're going to be looking at it in reference to areas where you're expecting a reaction on price. So up here, as you can see it hitting the close from yesterday, you can see it holding as resistance, holding as resistance, holding, 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 holding. And down here on the cumulative delta, you can see that it has created an area of resistance. So I'm just going to draw a line up here so you can see it. So you can see it creating an area of resistance here, right? So now where we're at, we're not up at resistance on price yet, but we can see that the delta is coming up to resistance. It hasn't quite hit it yet on that area that I just marked here. So if price is going to trade back up to yesterday's close area, you're going to see, obviously, we're going to need some buyers to come in and push it back up there. So you can see this number is negative, and what we're looking for also is what's the direction that this number is going. So you could see it's minus 366, minus 359, 54. So this is going to constantly be changing. But if it's negative and the negative number is getting smaller, meaning it's not increasing in size, then you've got buyers coming in. If we were above 0 and this number was positive and we were looking for buyers to come in, we'd want to see that number increasing. So right now with it, the way it's forming, it's not really doing a whole lot of movement in either direction. If I look over here, I can see this created this little area of support in this general area here on the cumulative delta. So I'm just going to move that down a hair. And what you could do is you could mark the swings, and swing meaning where did it change direction? 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 Just like with plotting support and resistance on your charts, whatever size chart you're looking for. So right now, without this moving higher, at the moment, we're not expecting this to bust through resistance. So let's say that we can get price up to resistance again. You can see looking here that this has room to move up to resistance here. So realistically, if price can pop, then we're probably going to wind up, close to resistance again up here. And if it holds on the cumulative delta, then you're going to find that the resistance will hold on price up here. So right now you can see it's looking like it's going to come down to support. Right below us we have yesterday's low at 92 in this orange line. So as it's coming down to our orange line, you can see that price is trying to find its way down to support. So this would be support up here, and this is general area of support here. So as we're getting the sellers, you can see this number is negative and it's getting bigger, right? Minus 461, 462, 470, 462. So you're going to see it teetering back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So if price is going to break this support area, we're going to want to see cumulative delta break support here. So let's say that you were somebody who was looking to buy off this support area, just for example, on price here. So let's say you had divergence or some other reason to attempt to buy here off of yesterday's low. This is exactly what you would want to see. You'd want to see price hitting the low, support, right? That's a support area. And you can see the cumulative delta bouncing off support here as well. So this would match what you're looking for in price here. So now that we're coming up to resistance, you can see that we have a lot more room on the, I'm going to move this down to this swing high now. But looking at the delta here, cumulative delta, we have room up to this resistance area, right? So realistically, if it attempts to move higher here, it may pop through resistance here, but if it's going to continue higher through this resistance on price, then like I said, you're going to need it to trade through here. So here we go here, it's tagging support again, trying to break support here on price, but once again, you can see the cumulative delta holding support here. So what we would expect to happen is if the price is going to move lower here, we're going to see sellers step up and push it through this support area. So we're watching the number here is, basically decreasing in size. If there's sellers coming in, we need to see this negative number getting bigger. Okay, here we go, a little bit bigger. Minus 453, 452, 455, 454. So here it is, a few more sellers coming in. Minus 484, 43, 42. You can see it's holding this support area. So we're wanting to see, are any sellers going to come in and push it through? So here comes some sellers. They're trying. You can see it attempted again, couldn't get through. And once again, on price, holding support and bouncing as the cumulative delta is bouncing off support here. All right, I'll just give this like another minute or so and then I'll end the video so it's not too long. But on Tuesday, I will go over in more detail how you can use this. There are a lot of different ways you can use it. So now we've kind of created this area of resistance, right? So I'm going to mark that because this area is held. And so I can use the candle high here or this area of the commonality between these two candles right here. So you can see here price breaking that area as price is attempting to break through resistance. So now our next resistance area is right above us. So I'm going to mark this on price, this general area here. I'll use this. I'm just marking this little common area here where we've got this high and then the open of this bar. So here it goes. It's trying to break this resistance. I'm going to mark this one over here, this one here. And so as you can see, cumulative delta increasing, breaking resistance, and taking out all of this resistance. Okay, you guys, I hope that's helpful. So how you can make that useful is if you were looking to take a breakout above this area of consolidation and you saw cumulative delta increasing and breaking resistance, then perfect, it fits the trade that you're looking to take. Okay, you guys, I hope that helps, and I hope to see you guys on Tuesday. If you want more information on the webinar, just go to my site, easyminitrade.com, and click on the webinar tab.